did a man like you get into a position of trust?
How does a gangster walk into the office of a high-ranking British lord, get told he's being robbed of £30,000, and still walk out the winner? It's not just about the gun in his pocket. It is a masterclass in nonverbal dominance. In this scene, Thomas Shelby uses 4 specific psychological triggers to flip the power dynamic from subservient criminal to dominant threat. Let's break down exactly how he does it. The battle starts the second he walks in. Lord Suckerby is sitting behind a massive desk. This is a classic power setup designed to make the visitor feel small. He expects Tommy to walk straight to him and make eye contact. But watch Tommy's eyes. He scans the windows, he looks at the furniture, he ignores the human in the room for a solid 5 seconds. Psychologically, this is called the environmental scan. By inspecting the room before acknowledging the host, Tommy is signaling, I am not a guest seeking approval, I am an inspector evaluating the territory. He effectively rejects the social contract that requires him to be polite. Now look at the reaction to stress. Suckerby drops the bomb.
We agreed 50,000 on completion of business. My wife and I have had a misfortune on the London Exchange. There's 20 there. You'll have to wait for the rest.
Most people, when receiving bad news, engage in what behavioral psychologists call pacifying behaviors. We rub our necks, shift our weight, or blink rapidly to soothe our nervous system. Tommy does none of that. He enters a state of statutory stillness. He doesn't flinch, he doesn't shift. This lack of movement is terrifying because it denies the opponent any information. Suckerby doesn't know if Tommy is sad, angry, or calculating a murder. That ambiguity creates anxiety in the opponent. At 38 seconds, we see the most aggressive move in the entire scene. Tommy picks up a personal framed photo of Lord Suckerby from his days in the cavalry. In body language analysis, touching someone's personal items is a tactile invasion.
For the cavalry, mate. One time, me and my comrades waited 3 days. The cavalry finally came, an officer on the back of a fine white horse. Joked that he'd been delayed, playing a game of whist. So, I took out my Webley revolver and I shot him in the head, stole his horse, reported him for cowardice. All for a game of chance.
But Tommy goes further. He holds the image of Suckerby's glory days while telling a brutal story about executing a corrupt officer for cowardice. He's physically holding Suckerby's ego in his hands while verbally dismantling his honor. He's saying, I see who you pretend to be, and I see who you really are.
How the fuck did a man like you get into a position of trust in a place of power and privilege?
Watch the distance between them. First, we see the chin jet. Tommy tilts his head back, exposing his neck. This is a primal defiance signal, literally daring the opponent to attack the most vulnerable part of the body. Then he utilizes proxemic compression. He moves from a social distance of 4 feet directly into Suckerby's intimate zone, less than 18 inches away. He leans in, but here is the key. He whispers the threat. This is a verbal-nonverbal mismatch. He's delivering a career-ending violent threat, but his voice is soft and his face is relaxed. This cognitive dissonance short-circuits Suckerby's brain. He creates a situation where the Lord has to lean toward the gangster just to hear his own destruction. And look at the exit. Tommy doesn't just leave. He slaps the wine bottle, spilling it all over the desk and the documents. This is territorial desecration. He isn't just threatening Suckerby. It's the ultimate signal that he respects neither the man nor the room.